What'd you say? You're gonna be a fat boy real quick? What are you eating?
Zebra cakes.
Zebra cakes.
I forgot to eat them last night.
I was gonna say, you brought zebra cakes and you didn't even share your zebra cakes, man? I see how it is.
No, bro, you don't have to share.
Uh-huh.
Maybe one.
Yeah. You're eating right in front of me too, right?
These are mine.
Uh-huh.
You gave them to me.
Yeah.
I swear. Can you go check my car? It's unlocked.
I'm gonna go look for some zebra cakes. Hey, I'm Bill Schneider. How's it going? Today on Rumble Garage,
Freaking amazing!
we're not gonna talk about zebra cakes anymore. We're gonna work on Subarus. So today, I'm actually gonna do some maintenance on the Widebody and get that done. It doesn't have brakes, so I'm having to pull the e-brake, and yeah, that's not gonna work for my brother and his wife, let alone the kids. So we got to do that. Got to make sure we get some brakes. So went ahead and ordered all new cross-drilled and slotted rotors for it, and the ceramic brake pads behind it as well. Bada bing, bada boom. He'll do that also as well. But I also noticed that all of the wheel studs on this, they're horrid and they're rusty. A couple of them are basically, the threads are shot and whatnot. So we're just going to go ahead, go around, pop every single one of these wheel studs out and replace them all with brand new. Now the reason why you want to do that is safety, just utter safety. They're old. This is an older car, so older studs. They've obviously been neglected, and this car was in an accident. It had a little fender bender where the radiator was pushed in on the passenger side, so I went ahead and just pulled that out, got everything where it needed to be, and as you can see, everything fits perfect. There was no major damage, so there was no claim or anything like that. Basically, the owner of the car had done that in the winter, and it was an uh-oh during the winter. He put it in a storage container, and it literally sat there for 5 years. So, there you go. 5 years. So, yeah. I love to restore, love to rescue, love to do things like this. So, with that said, stay tuned. Alright, so here basically we've got a case of the actual caliper bolt itself has actually snapped off, and it's still basically in the hub itself, so it's stuck. It won't come off. The rotor itself is still seized to the hub, so we're gonna have to bang off the back side of this just to get this all to come off as one assembly basically. So long story short, I'm glad that we got into this. I'm glad that we're replacing all this for the sheer fact that it definitely needed the love. The previous owner, when I got it, said, hey, yeah, everything's all brand new, it's all been replaced, all the brakes and whatnot, which he was absolutely correct. These are brand new. There's no wear on these. They basically just have a little bit of wear and tear to them, and they got brand new brake pads, but they've sat for 5 years. So, long story short, they're out the door, not going to use that, and just from driving in the winters and whatnot, and then sitting in a storage container, and then moisture and whatnot, it just didn't last. So basically we're going to do some maintenance on this. We're just going to run through that. I'm not going to vlog everything as far as brakes. Brakes are pretty easy in my book. It really doesn't get any easier than brakes. Honestly, I feel like if you're going to get into the mechanical world, you should start with brakes first so that you know the general maintenance of how everything works. The car will go fast, but it's got to stop, so that's where you should start first. So brakes first, we'll go from there. We'll pull everything all apart, get all these assemblies broke down and whatnot, see if we can break some more bolts. And actually, I don't mind broken bolts for the sheer fact that it shows me where the weakness is and something that could be problematic down the road. I don't want it to arise while it's being driven. So that's basically where we are. so I got that buttoned up. That's all taken care of. So now that can just be welded to the other mount and the other plate and basically replicate this mount. Nice little bump stop. I'm actually going to put a polyurethane bushing on the bottom half, so when it comes down it actually has some cushion, so when it does come down, I don't have to worry about it destroying the tarmac or someone's driveway, or, you know, making old man Willis next door pissed off, you know, whatever it takes. But so long story short, it's probably better to just set it on a nice bushing rather than steel to pavement or tarmac. So with that said, on with the wide body, that's all done. Everything's all stripped down right down to the hub, so now we can start banging all these studs out and then head down to the auto parts store, get ourselves 5 for each, 4, that's 20, so 20 studs. It'll probably be like, I don't know, 40-50 bucks or so for probably everything that's needed, but it's definitely needed. This side's got 2 broken studs and there's corrosion all over the place. So long story short, I want to get it cleaned up. I want to make sure that it's right and go from there. So that's basically what we're going to do now is shoot down. We'll go grab those wheel studs, come back, we'll pop these out and go from there, do some replacement, and then move on to the next project. Okay, so as for the next project, that would be this Legacy. Now I'm sure you guys have seen it in the background. It's kind of floating there, and I'm surprised nobody said what's that there for. But long story short, the engine in it is no mas. It's gone. The oil that came out of it was probably the prettiest oil I've ever seen in my entire life. It was like glitter. It was awesome. So we played with that for a little while and drew our names in the oil for a little bit, and after that we got rid of that, moved on to ripping it down and getting ready to get this out, because that 255 is gone. With all the metal that came out of it, it's guaranteed that it has scored everything in this engine, including the turbo, which was like basically like a brand new replacement, it looked like. And actually, I'll show you. It's pretty I think it's over here somewhere. And this is the show. Yeah, there we go. You can see how shiny it is, you know. So it was like a brand new replacement. You can kind of tell. And but it's shot, you know. Just spinning the turbine housing, it rubs up against the inside inlet of the turbo. So it's like scratching metal on metal. You know, just that alone, it needs a rebuild. And they're really not that expensive. So he got quoted a lot of money to have it rebuilt, somewhere around the $4,000 range or so, and he paid a lot of money already for this car. This thing's a very, very nice mint condition 2008 Legacy, and I said, well, why don't you just do a JDM swap to it? You know, you can get these pretty relatively easy, and they come with a 30-day warranty. They're compression tested. So in order to know what's underneath this plastic, alright, so for now he's going to make some tags, that way we can mark this harness. I like to mark everything, that way when I take these things apart, it's really fast to put it back together because everything's already labeled. I know what it goes to. So for now he's marking that side of the intake harness, or the main engine harness. So we know that that's passenger side. We know we can just lay it out, and he's going to mark the front and rears of the spark plugs so that we know that those go in the right position for firing order, because the harness is going to send signal through the harness in order, you know. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4 is the firing order for spark plugs on these, if you didn't know. But that's the, you know, the ignition order. So when it actually snaps off, it's just like that, and then, you know, so on and so forth. But long story short, that's basically where he's at. So while he continues on that, I might as well share with you a little something for the next upload as well, when we unveil that. some of the parts have started to arrive. You get to find out what's in this box, get to find out what's in this box. And there's some others as well that are coming today that you'll be able to see. But yeah, hopefully tomorrow I have them all, or excuse me, today. I'll get home and get to unwrap them, inspect them real quick, make sure they're up to par, ready to go, something I can work with, and then go ham, you know, get this thing done, get that out, you know, and put something in there that is more reliable, has a nice little warranty, and compression tested, which is a must. Other than that, you know, work on. I'm Bill Schneider. This is Rumble Garage. We work on only, right there, Subaru only. Yeah, cars with the stars. Have a good day.